I swear, the conversations lately. I just talked to my daughter a couple minutes ago, one of the daughters. And yesterday was the other one because she had my little grandbaby grandson call me. Oh my God, he is so freaking cute. I can't believe how cute he is. But so when she was talking to me yesterday, because she's the one who had said, take the AI away from grandma. Like grandma's the one who needs to get off the internet or something. I was like, oh God. And so, because I had said about the AI is doing something to the kids. And so, and just to throw that out there is that there is a series somebody had told me to watch. It was a show that I had put on, and then somebody was like, "Oh, you got to watch blah blah blah." And so I had my brother find it. He put it on. I think it's a sci-fi series, and but it's weird about the seasons. I don't know, there's like 1 and 4, and then but the person had told me to watch this other one, but it's not the name. So I watched the first one because I thought that was what they were talking about, and then I saw, oh no, it's like the whole season is that name. And so, and it's different stories each season. And so the one that I watched, the first season, was about this AI thing that was it was like using the AI or the internet or something to subliminally like they got a hold of the kids' minds and they turned kids into killers. So I don't believe in coincidences, like I said. So anyways, at the same time, you have Elon Musk coming out and saying the concerns about AI and all this stuff coming out about the AI. It all goes together. Everything that comes out as this chaotic mess because you've got to go through it, and figure it out for yourself. And so to me, we keep getting these huge waves of all this information. But you're not going to just get one side. It seems like you're getting a whole bunch of stuff and you got to figure it out for yourself. And so on the AI thing, you got these tech giant people coming out and saying it's concerning. We got a problem. Fucking danger, Will Robinson. And then we have robots rebuilding themselves, robots, starting their own language, robots committing suicide. Like, we got all sorts of wacky stuff. And at the same time that they came out, and I don't even know if I already had said this, but it has come out now. By the end of the year, if you want to go ahead and keep your dead person's consciousness in the computer, we got that. We're going to do that for you. By the end of the year, it's going down. What'd I fucking say? If anybody how dare somebody, I swear to God, do not fucking get your fucking grandpa's fucking consciousness and get him goddamn trapped in a fucking computer. Because I swear to God, just in what I've seen and how they've got people's minds so trapped. And I think that is the other level for the kids, which I still got more to say about the kid thing. In these discussions. But I'll just go back to that. It's just, I'm going to be all over the place, I swear to God. So my daughter yesterday, something got brought up and I said, I wasn't joking around when I said that. I'm serious. Like, Elon Musk has come out and said, there's a problem. We got and I was going through the list of all the stuff going on with the computers and stuff. I didn't even go through what's on the disclosure and the programming. And, but all this stuff keeps going on with kids, and anybody who is interacting with any kids on the internet can see, like, they've lost their damn minds. The attacks are brutal, that they just go in and attack people. They attack them over their weight. They attack them over their nose, their looks, their age. It is just they've lost or AI's controlling it or something. I don't know how it's going on, but this teacher, and this isn't the first one, and this is the one I sent my daughter this morning. the other daughter. Because when I told my daughter all that stuff yesterday, then all of a sudden she's like, oh, well, I didn't know that. Well, I didn't know that. It's like, yeah, I know. But I'm just constantly attacked, but they don't know. It's just like, oh, come on, you guys. I'm not fucking crazy. So my daughter, the one triggered me this morning because I sent her the school teacher. It's a band teacher in Texas. And there's a lot of these teachers that are doing these testimonials on the internet. I think they're probably on Facebook, on Instagram, all of them, not just TikTok. But this one, she was saying that she's a band teacher. She supposedly has the best students of the bunch. And she was going through just this week of the violence that she has had to be a part of in the classroom. And she's like, it's crazy. She said, we have 12-year-olds that don't give a crap about anybody. They don't give a crap about themselves. They see no point to life. They see no purpose. They're angry. And that is what they were doing by bringing in so much sex, like to just bombard you. And because anybody who has dealt with sex from a soul's position understands a lot more about it than what, giving it away for free, always being focused on stuff. This is something that it should be sacred and holy. And they're making it like a drive-through fucking, go get your human burger down there at the Mickey D's. Just drive on through. It's crazy that what they've done to kids, just over-sexualized, no purpose, nothing. And kids are angry because, that's... And they're being so manipulated through the AI, and I don't even know how or what is going on. But this teacher said it too. She said, I don't know if it's something with the AI or device. I don't know what's going on. But she said, I've never seen anything like this. And in 15 years of teaching, I've never seen anything like this. And, it is exactly what they wanted. They wanted to move into a society where people had no idea who they were. They're angry. They just as soon fucking kill you as look at you. She said, it's so mindless. Like a boy was blowing his trumpet and the one guy felt like it was in his direction. So he just got up, starts pounding him in the head and shit. Like these people are just, they have got no problem with assault. They just think that's okay. They've got no problem bullying and being mean and bitter and hateful. Because it's not the kids in the schools that are on. These are more of kids that are probably, I would say probably junior high. I think probably for sure. They're starting it earlier and earlier. Jesus Christ. I just saw a drag show. It was disgusting footage. And there was kids as young as 3 years old there. It's like, oh my God. Well, I mean, would you have a stripper up grinding on your child? Like, what is gone wrong in people's heads? This is wacky. Like, it is so fucking wacky. But so when I sent my daughter that testimony, the other daughter, not the one who had said I need to stay off the AI, the other one, because we had been having a discussion where I had kept saying, I told her yesterday, I was serious about the computer, and I told her more stuff about it. And so I sent her that this morning, and then she comes back and tells me, I always said, that's just the algorithm. I just had to call. I said, I am so fucking sick and tired of you guys pretending like I'm crazy. I understand about algorithms. I'm saying that all of a sudden there's a whole bunch of teachers that are coming out and saying this, that there is something going on. It is like all this stuff starts happening. I was just like, you guys keep thinking because you don't see it that I'm just crazy, and I'm not crazy, and I'm so fucking tired of being called crazy. I didn't call you crazy. Yeah, but it is this general thing of everything that I say, just dismissive, old crazy woman over there is talking again. And it's like, no, you are in a fucking hamster wheel. You're just go to work, all these people. I said, you're just on autopilot. You're just it's like going through the motions of life, man. And you're just in this repetitive, on a hamster wheel, do the same thing over and over. I mean, I have that here in mine. It feels like it's just do the same day over and over and over. And I don't have to. I mean, I could go out and be like, oh, today I think I'm going to go drive to the lake. Today I'm going to go drive. But then it's like, okay, so, do I have to go out of my house to feel better? Do I need to go spend more money on gas? What's the deal with that? Is it dangerous to go out and get stuck somewhere? Which I would say yes. I mean, you can even fucking pull up in somebody's driveway right now. And that's another thing, too, is like you have all these people who are so outraged about the boy who's alive. And they even bring up the girl. And they just want to focus on the racial aspect of the crime. It's like that. The problem is mental health. We have got absolute insanity in this world. People are paranoid, and the news is building more up. I bet you those guys that went out there, guns ablaze, I bet you they both probably watch Fox. They probably are so fucking, all they do on the news all day long. And the reason I say Fox is that typically if they have these, they are one TV show. And if they don't, then they're the CNN, MSNBC, like they divide the groups and then they just pound in the information on the group of what it is. And then you got these people who are so on edge of this takeover. They think, that there's Chinese people just driving down your street about to, you got terrorists, you got all this stuff that's about to just come up on you, and they're all on edge. They're all scared shitless. They have no fucking, just like the kids, no purpose, no reason to be alive. They don't even understand what the point is. And I'll tell you a really fucking cool thing. This was so fucking cool. I love when I run across these fucking code breakers. You run across the code breakers and you're just like, oh, hell yeah. It just makes your day, I swear to God. So there is 2 ads or 2 things, and I don't know if they're off of Telegram. I don't know if they're off of Trump's stuff. Like, I don't even know where, like, all of the Patriots and all that, like, they've got other meetup places on the internet where they all talk, like Rumble, but it's certain accounts. Like, you have to be in that group. Like I said, all the different groups have a core group. And so there is somewhere where these, they look like, not a meme, but like a picture or something, but a drawing and stuff, but it's got all sorts of things in it. And so I can't remember them all, but one of the big things that kept being in them was the land outside of the ice wall. Yeah, and all of the stuff that they are trying to keep hidden. Like, there was so much stuff in these breakdowns that this girl did. It was so cool. Just it's in the placement of where things are, what is over something, what is putting light on something, where the shadows lie, and everything in the pictures. There's certain things that jump out because they talk in code. That's why these code breakers are so interesting, because they can see a lot of this stuff. A lot of people follow with the gematria and the numerology and get that part of the code. But there's other people who can get the symbology and get the coding when you look at the picture by how placement of things and numbers and colors and stuff. And there's a whole thing that there's no fringe on the flags. And, I wish I could get everybody to, just really stop paying your house, start paying your car. I don't know when the utilities and stuff. I paid the utilities this morning. I sent my mom the car payment because, she's the one who got the loan, so I can't sit there and stress her out. Even though I keep telling her, you don't have to pay, you don't have to pay, you don't have to pay. The judge has already ruled it, that it is against our human rights. That it's their debt they created, and they're responsible for their own debt. And, but anyways, if everybody would see and all of a sudden just go, fuck that, nobody pay, we just collapse it real quick. But the people who just, running around and going here and going there, I did tell my daughter too, I said, this is crazy. Like, this is the end of this world. This world is ending. Like, every fucking thing, the schools, the universe, it's all fucking going away. The medical, it's all fucking leaving. We're starting over. Like, that is happening. And just because you don't see it doesn't fucking mean it's not happening. It's happening everywhere. I'm fucking watching it. And every time you bring it up to someone, oh, no, that's not happening. Oh, my God, get off your algorithm. It's like, oh, my God, get into fucking paying attention in life. Oh, dude. And I see I'm all over the place because now it's like, wait, I was saying about that. So the a bunch of things coming in my head. Anyways, to me, that there is something that is going on with the kids. And to me, it's like this lack of spirituality, spirit in these it's like angry of being denied or something, of having things that it's kind of like when you do something and in your heart, you shouldn't do it. You don't want to do it, but you're doing it for somebody else and it'll just make you feel sick. That is kind of like when they keep pushing this stuff on kids, and their natural thing is to reject it, but it keeps being pushed and saying, no, you got to listen. You got to, I even heard this the other day where a woman was talking about that it was some kind of assault or something with kids. I mean, she could have been seeing a video. I can't remember. It was something. But it was like the same stuff that I see. But see, she wants to do the opposite side. She wants to talk about it more with the kids, more so they understand what's going on. I think we got to stop bringing it up. I mean, to me, it's just the same as like when I was a little kid and you're watching a movie and the people start making out on the movie, how awkward and uncomfortable you are as a kid to be sitting there with your parents. And it's like we don't need to just constantly be talking about this stuff. It's when they come and ask, and in places, people got to have safe places for their kids. I mean, the amount of abuse and stuff, like, fuck, it's over the top. I just saw this person, and this is a lot of different footage like this, but this one was, they just bought this house, and they bought it off of foreclosure, and they bought it site. They just saw the picture of it. They bought it, they got it, and so they went in yesterday to look at it. It is so fucking disgusting. I can't even tell you. I mean, a hoarder house on steroids. It was so disgusting. The amount of garbage and just stuff everywhere, covering furniture. It was so gross. Every single room. And there was kids' toys and stuff. She said that it was a mom, a grandma, like 4 kids and 2 dogs and 2 cats or something living in this. And, okay, me, grandma and mom have got mental illness, but you see, then they're raising their kids like this. People's mental illness has got to start getting, because then it just expands out. Not all kids have it where they can completely fight against something and figure out who they are. It's easier just to become what you're coming from than it is to spread your wings and figure out who you are, because that is so scary. It is, I did that, and you are attacked all the time. I never felt comfortable of how I was being told I was supposed to be. I was always being who I felt comfortable to be. And, one thing is, all the way back to when I was a teenager, I would go, if I wanted I would wear men's underwear or men's shoes, or I have not been hung up on, I have to go and buy, and how so many women now, like, we won't go to the junior section. I've got to buy my clothes in the miss section, or they define themselves. And it's so crazy, because now I see these people talking about, well, you should be able to just go and buy, if you want a man's shoes, you should be able to just go buy men's shoes. If man wants some girl shoe, and all that, it's like, I didn't ever need permission to do that. I just went and did it. And, I was I mean, I've worn tons and tons of men's shoes. I wear boots all the time. I don't like very girly shoes. I don't like girly underwear. I think girly underwear is just meant to be uncomfortable and make money for somebody. It's that underwear is more like, boudoir clothes to me than it is something I want to wear to be comfortable. Like right now I have this what are these things called? These bralette thing. And just that is so uncomfortable. Like, I swear to God, they made some of this stuff just so we would be uncomfortable all the time. And girls' underwear always up your butt and stuff. Like, fuck that. No, I want to be comfortable. I don't want to just be, do something because they say, oh, this is girl appropriate. This is, and I don't know. To me, we shouldn't need permission trying to figure out who we are like that. And I don't know, if it was, I mean, things work the way they work for a reason. They put on this stuff and then they put on commercials. And so they, the being born into, my situation, like I could break it down. Well, it's this, it's this, it's this. It's really, no, it's just destiny. That's what I came here to learn and understand. And I think the reason why I learned and understood it like at a younger age is because I'm supposed to help people learn to accept themselves. That's what it feels like to me. That is a huge thing. Like, it's been a part of my journey to self-acceptance. And then once you get to a place, and it's a fucking hard thing. And once you get to that place, then it is like you want to spread the good news. You want to help others. So I think that is, but, I don't know. I mean, like I said, I'm free falling at this point. I'm just free falling into where it is I'm supposed to land. And every time my mind starts trying to, go and trying to play it out for me, I'm like, nope, I'm free falling. I don't want to control this. I don't want to try and control who, what, where, or anything. All I know is that there's about to be a big change. It's going to really impact my life. And yesterday I even, because it was being so much in my, whatever information, my communication or whatever. And I started thinking about, like, man, how people all of a sudden will come back and want something from you when you were discardable at one point, but then all of a sudden they want something from you when they, you know what I mean? I was like, oh my God, you could be totally flooded. Like, something goes good in your life and all of a sudden you're flooded with people who didn't want anything to do with you before. And so yesterday I told two of my daughters, well, if you can't get a hold of me, I'm going to probably stop using this one phone as like my private number. It's probably going to become more public. And so I'm not going to just be answering it. I'm just not going to use it the same. I would have it like a more of a way to talk to my family or something in a more private way or something. I don't know if that sounds crazy, but that was sure showing me yesterday. They were showing me a problem and they were showing me a solution. And so I told my kids, and they were both just like, okay, well, that's weird, but okay, if you need to get a hold of me. My one daughter, she's like, well, you have a house phone. And I said, oh yeah, I do have that house phone. So yeah, you could call that. But I feel like when you had a phone number for a long time and then people want to track you down or something, it was just like, I don't know what, whatever all this stuff that they were showing me. And like I said, some of this stuff I will talk more about it because it is stuff what they tell me and tell me to get ready for, and tell, the stuff that they show me and stuff. And so, some of the stuff I until I see some of the things, I just rather keep it to myself. But one of the things too, so I'm definitely in this algorithm now on TikTok of Love is Blind. And so I'm hearing all these different people talking about like what they think about the show, about the people, about what's going on, all the different stuff. There are so many people are just want Vanessa out. I guess Nick Lachey stands on a box the whole time. He's only 5'2". He's really, really tiny. And it's so funny because I was one of the crew people who was talking about that on TikTok. But it was funny because I had just seen Conan doing an interview. Oh, he was interviewing Uma. I guess she has a new movie out or something. And it came across my thing. It was like 2 minutes. And so I wanted to see whatever the title caught my eye. And so he said to her, because he was like, man, you're really tall. And she's like, yeah, I am. I think she's like 5'10", but she could even be taller. She could be 6 foot. I don't know. Because they lie on both directions. And so he said, is it hard to, be paired up with people in movies? Because he said, what shocks me is like how many of these guys come and they're just tiny. They're so small. And she laughed and she said, well, they always will put them up on a box or they put them up on taller shoes. Like I saw some gangster movie, and I don't remember if it was Al Pacino or Robert De Niro, but it showed them from further back, and these shoes that they were walking in were like, ugh, giant shoes. They put these giant shoes on. It makes these men look like they're big men when they're just really little tiny, tiny guys. Anyways, I just had heard that 2 times in 1 week. But on one of the things about the show, though, that I really thought was cool is how many people are talking about the mental health aspect. Like people are really starting to understand about, toxic behaviors and, to me, like watching the show, there was so much of just these women who, to me, it's like pretty girls that just started relying on their looks, that's all they got, and that they have used it to control men and women, and that's all they got. And if something goes out, then they kind of lose their minds. Like, so there was a lot of like toxic behaviors, and just like Chelsea, Kwame talking about he was having some issue, and her response was, "But just tell me I'm beautiful." What the hell? And who knows? I guess there was a whole thing about the editing, and there's speculation as to that's why it wouldn't go live, because Zach is a lawyer, and there's something that they were going to. I think they were going to make a big thing about the editing, and so there was a bunch of stuff. I guess they just didn't want it to go live because they didn't know if it was going to go off the chain or something. And but they all were saying about the editing and is so manipulative, and even how they put things together makes it seem like it's at different times and stuff. All those people had, were so skewered, roasted by the public that they really had to work on themselves. And fuck, that was a total stab. So they were all, like a bunch of them were saying how much self-reflection and growth that they've had to go through over the past year due to all of the hyper-vigilant judgment that was happening. So it seemed to me that they did really good, and they had all become friends and stuff. But Micah, the one girl who was left at the altar, and he didn't want to, tell her that she was a party girl and stuff like that. Like, there's still so much stuff, about that whole thing. And I guess there's a whole drama starting. I don't know, Nick Vile or Vale or something. He was on Bachelorette like 3 different times, and he has a podcast. And I think he just is a podcast just on reality shows. So people who watch a lot of reality shows and stuff, like, he interviews people and gets the back goss and all this stuff. So he he has whatever, something going on with a few of the different people. Like there's a lot of weird stuff. Jackie and Micah seem to be, and the sad thing is about Micah is I really genuinely think that she wants to break free from this party lifestyle that she has. But this is the thing, is like, how many people, they start identifying themselves with the group. And so, and there's a whole like lifestyle when you're just going out and partying all the time. You see the same people and going to the clubs, and there's a whole subculture or something. And so, that becomes your friends, and you start seeing it's really empty lifestyle. It's shallow, it's superficial. And I think she was seeing that. She was wanting more. And, she wanted to level up and get out of the clubs and, start being a homemaker or something. And those people are going to keep pulling you back, just like the girl who was her best friend was so, what is that word? Kind of toxic and, the word, I'm trying to see it, sabotaging. She was so sabotaging of the girl. And so, and see, that's what they'll do. And I think like Micah has her identity so much that, that you start beginning to think that that's all you are. And then when you get reflected back to you, well, I don't even see you as, but the thing is the people, all these people are seeing themselves through this group rather than seeing themselves as an individual. And you have to do the empowerment thing. You have to do, like, if she really started looking at things from a different perspective, she could see, oh, I could break out of this group. I could go and start dating and stuff, I'm not a party girl. That's not all I am. Yeah, I like to go out and I don't know what she does when she goes out to the clubs. But, that's not just who you are. That's just like one of the facets off the diamond, it's just an aspect of you. It's not all you are. But when you get stuck in your identity and you start feeling trapped and thinking that's all you are, and it feels, unbearable to try and break free from this persona that is created that you think is all you are, when it really is like, you just gotta, maybe let go of some friends. You gotta go and do something uncomfortable, like, I don't know, figure out like what it is you are interested in. Maybe you gotta go to some meetups, meet some other people who are interested in the same thing as you. Maybe, you need to go out and do some other things to find yourself and see what are your interests, so that you can start going in and hanging out with those groups. Like maybe go to a sporting goods store, climb the wall, and, and then you're like, hey, that was pretty fun. I want to go out and, there's climbing groups. You go out and you start going and hanging out with the climbing groups for a while, see if you fit in with them. Like, it is each person's own journey to self, but you can't find yourself just trapped and thinking you can't get out of it and that that's all you are. And especially just because if that's how someone else sees you from another group, like this Paul, he's from the, this cerebral or scientist and healthy, and, he has a different stuff that is important to him. But there is nothing wrong with you shifting in one group and being like, okay, well, I'm done playing in this group. I've learned all I can. I've seen all I need to see. I understand this part of myself. Now I want to go learn more about me. It just feels so much like To me, Micah seems like she's just trapped. Like she doesn't, that she really just doesn't know how. Like a guy would have to come in and rescue her out of it, pull her out of it so that she can find her way out of it. That would be, instead of her just seeing, like, I want changes. And that, I think, is why so many things are falling apart in such a dramatic way, because so many people are stuck like that. They're trapped in, their positions, they're trapped in their lifestyle. They're just somehow have gotten themselves trapped and they don't know their own power. Just like we have all these kids in schools. They're, feeling trapped in prison. And just imagine the chaos. I mean, what's going on in people's homes, what's going on with the division. And then, we're putting all these kids where, kids are not, I don't think they're getting what they need, and then just being sent to school, especially the ones that are still in school. Like, people have got to start seeing, like, we got to think differently. And all this bad stuff is going to keep happening and happening and happening. It is to push people in a better direction. So it's like all the badness is pushing up on you so that you can want better for yourself. But some people are so trapped that they just feel like everything's closing in on them. They don't know what to do. People have literally lost all their empowerment. They have lost, I mean, it's crazy. Like, when I think about, like, how much, I was told you're crazy, you're so weird, and, why don't you try being logical, and, that's not normal, and just all the things that were told to me, as soon as I started claiming who I was as a person, when I was younger. And, all the backlash that you get. And I think, to me, my drive to be myself was more important than it was to have people's approval. But I think, there's a lot of people, it was more important to them to have someone's approval. And it breaks my heart. I mean, it can make me start crying because I'm just sad for people to be so lost, It's just so sad. And they've just done it on purpose. I mean, fuck. Got these fucking people living in these houses like it's a fucking garbage dump, and then raising kids in these houses. Like, our world has gone so fucking crazy. It's so sad, and to know that how much of the, there's going to be such a huge impact. Like, there's going to be a big, it could be this weekend, it could be today, something happen, and I'm right on the edge of my seat. I'll tell you, over here where I'm at, there's this bullshit weather shit that they keep going, but with whatever is leaking out in the water, that is going to, I don't know, this earthquake thing for the Cascadia earthquake or something, and the tsunami that is, I don't know. To me, anything can happen at any minute, and it is going to be a huge, huge thing. Like, 1 million people at least will suddenly be gone. Like, especially if they do a dramatic West Coast thing like that, like the earthquake that's going to go all the way up. It will be a lot of people. So that is going to be, a lot of people are going to be leaving, and the devastation and the heartache and the loss, that's going to lead people in another direction. It's just a shame that it has to go like that, It's a shame it has to go in this direction, but, we're in something that is in motion. It's destined. There's nothing we can do to stop the train. The train has a destiny, and it's on its way. And, the people need to be hit hard to wake up, to see the truth, to want different, to know they deserve different. You can see why, all these souls are really here to try and get over some sort of hump or something. Like, I know everybody's here learning all different things. It's just like, I just don't know how much of people's souls were really trapped. Like, that's the part that is, I think we'll find out more in like the disclosure stuff. I mean, when he's putting stuff out talking about these, oh yeah, and the burping thing. So all this GI stuff and this burping thing, I guess a bunch of empaths or whatever are saying it all just all of a sudden start happening to them. And so if you're having this, it's like the releasing the, so it's releasing some kind of energies in some, but anyways, it's happening to a whole bunch of people. So if it's happening to you, it's happening to a whole bunch of people. So anyways, if the I'm gonna think back what I was saying. So if I mean, it would be great, if people could just learn to love themselves without having to have the rug pulled out from under them. But it just doesn't seem like that they can. But if it is going to be like, was this really like this? Was it really serious about the reincarnational recycle thing? Were they really stopping people when they would leave their bodies and directing them back? And I mean, it's curious to see what's going to happen. And I think we're going to find out, like, that stuff, the stuff about the beings that are all around us. That's going to be a huge part of disclosure. And the land and the reality. I mean, I think the sky, whatever's going to happen in the sky is going to be so impactful. So whatever is going to go on is going to be huge. And it's going to be eye-opening, in less than 2 weeks. My daughter, my 2 granddaughters, my daughter's girlfriend, all going to fucking Mexico for 9 days to Cabo. It's like, oh, and she's like, Mom, it's going to be fine. I'm like, yeah, I got to let go of this. I can't sit and worry, but fuck. I think that once she sees the truth, she's going to see like how much she was risking to go. It wasn't just me, she was putting me through something, honestly. I'm like, God damn. It's like, fuck, every month I got to sit here. And, well, I don't have to do anything. I don't have to sit and worry if anyone's going to pass or whatever. Just let it go. Be like, okay, we'll see you on the other side. I don't know how it's all going to play out. I don't know. I don't have any idea what it, the only thing I know is that why the things are happening, and it's going to go all the way. I mean, all of this stuff is ending, and it's going in a brutal way. Places are being burnt down and destroyed, and that's all a part of it. And it is a part, that's why we're going to be out there rebuilding. And that's why there's going to be future cities. Even when he's talking about the future cities, and there's going to be, like, they're already figuring out how to do the cars that go up and out like that, instead of, we won't have roadways and all that. We won't need to be building this old-fashioned shit that they needed, because they were, petroleum. So they needed us to have tires. They needed us to have cars. They needed us to have that so that they would be financially doing well. So they kept us trapped in the past so that they could keep going, because they didn't have anything else was going to give us too much power. And that is why this big jump is going to be like a quantum leap for humanity, because all the power that has been repressed from us is going to fucking come and hit us. And, it's going to be a lot for people to realize, that we're going to become multidimensional beings too. And the reason that we weren't is because we were contained, because we had to grow and expand. But this expansion is what I think is going to break it all, whether it's literal or what, this whole ice wall, the firmament, all of that, and release us. It's like the bubble's going to pop and we're going to be back in the ocean, out of the fish tank and into the ocean. And it is going to be a lot for a lot of people. It's going to be scary, especially to people who, for their whole lives, hid themselves because they didn't want to be judged. And, so really have empathy for people when you're seeing what they're going through. And just remember, everything comes from, it's a pain, it's hiding, it's shame, it's, people feel horrible inside. No matter if they're out there looking beautiful and smiling, there's pain inside of people and they're hiding it and they don't know how to let it go. And the universe is pushing everybody to face it and let it go. And, and it's hard. And so many people, they just don't understand at all what's going on. And, but everybody's soul is trying to help them through it. Everybody's soul is trying to speak to them. But if you're listening so much to the voices outside and not to the ones inside, then you're going to be misdirected. You're missing, the biggest part of your story. And so anyways, but that's what each person, everybody has to learn from themselves. But, all this stuff is going to be, just getting worse and worse and worse. I mean, at the same time, you have people who are putting it together like, how do we have enough cows for how many burgers go out of McDonald's at the same time? Now they're being busted. Oh my God. There's like so much human stuff coming out of there. Like, it's disgusting. It's so fucking gross. Oh my God, that's so gross. And that's just one burger joint. And the stuff when you go back into, even somebody the other day put up Anheuser-Busch, because all these people are like, well, I'm boycotting that. And they put up how many, what the Anheuser-Busch, what they're affiliated with or own or a part of. It's like every single beer, unless it's an independent brewery, which they even had a couple of those in there. It's like you would basically have to boycott everything. Anheuser-Busch, their products was, it wasn't keeping up with the direction that the people who really love beer, who were brewing beer and making good beer, and Anheuser-Busch wasn't keeping up. So now they've just, latched on the other ones. So if they go bankrupt, it'd just be like another Americana icon gone, another corporate entity that, couldn't make it. It was really like, well, they own every fucking thing. It's just a game. It's like not real. And so anyways, the whole thing is the corporations are going down. I mean, the best thing, I think, when the French people fucking busted in on BlackRock, just to even know that that's who you need to bust in on, to me, is a good sign. And so, all of it is going to be changing. There was some other stuff, like Tucker is really doing a lot of crazy interviews. And there is the one girl, the dark-skinned girl, who has been speaking out about Joe graping with her. He did, like, there's a bunch of stuff. She's been disclosed. Like, she was part of the group that was being passed around with them in that house that's white. And so she has been speaking out, and she's been in danger. And I think it was her adopted mom or something. Like, I think she got, I don't know. It's a whole weird thing. And she's been on lots of interviews. You can even find Tucker's interviewing her. But anyway, she's gone missing. Hopefully she's just down and get more, doing evidence and stuff, like in the witness. Like, but I don't know, what's going on. I mean, there's all sorts of people going missing and all sorts of things. Just like, it's going to be utter chaos at this point forward. There's no calming down, or it's just going to build up steam until it just flips. And then it's going to flip. And then it's going to be like, oh my God, what's happening? And there's going to still be so much anger and so much violence. There's going to be people and families, that are just going to attack other ones. I told you, you fuck, and you just got to let go. You just got to keep remembering these soul situations. Each of these people have come in with their group to work their shit out. And there's going to continue being just outrageous shit. going down, and horrible, horrible stories happening. And, if it's too hard, you just got to like turn it off and redirect your mind into something, and that's not being unaware. You don't have to just, drive everybody's, you don't have to go down the path with them. To me, it's just having the awareness that this stuff is just building and building and building. More and more chaos is it's all going to explode. It's going to go into a grand finale explosion, and then it will flip. But man, it's mental, like every fucking thing. And at this point, to me, it feels like it's just more balls flying up in the air, more things just going. And it is like anything can go at any time. And so, and it could be a whole bunch of things going all over the place like it's been. There could be fucking derailments and earthquakes and tsunamis and stuff all going at once. Like yesterday in New York, a parking garage collapsed. There's going to be more and more of this shit. It's going to be like our whole infrastructure, everything is showing that it's not made well. It's like why we have to abandon the cities. It's all a facade. It's not real. Everything is just falling apart. That's all I know. So anyways, just wherever you are, you just got to stay aware, And if you're in a big city, I swear to God, I would be trying to figure out how to get out of a big city and move into a place that was more out in the country. And in groups of people, I think seems safer for groups of people to go together. And you got to be prepared. Like you got to create some sort of shelter. And to me, it's got to be kind of hidden. You can't just be out there all of a sudden everybody's just popping up, just for this part, just for this safety, to get out of the cities as the cities are destroyed. And they just, there's going to be so much murder and so much death, and it's going to be horrible. And just you just got to keep remembering we're in a movie, that it's not real. It's just a movie. We're in a game. It's not real. This stuff seems like it's happening because we're in a game playing it, and in a movie watching it, but it's not really happening. So that's where you just got to keep pulling yourself into observation. Just keep being like, okay, yes, this is so traumatic. This is so hard. This is so horrible. But pull back and realize, okay, but this isn't really happening. I'm really a safe and sound soul out there. I'm just watching. I'm the avatar that is in to experience what's happening. And just keep talking yourself into a space of logic and calmness, because nothing is going to happen to you. A bomb could come hit my house and the whole house blow up today, and Stella and I would just walk right out and walk into some other reality. And it could be very well right here, in the exact same one. And it's, so just don't stress. There's nothing that can happen to you. They can't kill you. It just is it's the whole buildup. It's the fear. It's all of that is promoting the change. And so you have to, when you can see through the truth and stuff, you have to do a lot of self-talk. Believe you me, fuck. I swear to God. I feel like that is most of my day at this point. A horrible thing come in, and then you're like, nope, I'm not going there. No, I'm not acknowledging that. I'm not going there with you. I'm not listening to that. And just keep pulling yourself back. Everything's fine. I'm fine. I'm protected. You're protected because you're eternal. There's no two ways about it. It is an illusion that anything can happen to you. But if you didn't have the illusion, but that is the expansion, to get over the illusion and realize, oh yeah, and so I ordered that stuff this morning. It's black seed oil. That is supposed to be just this greatest stuff that will, it just goes in and fights against the mucus or something. You can look up about it. I'm not good at repeating what somebody else's stuff is. But the black seed oil, and there was, I got this other stuff. Oh, I can see it kind of. mullein powder. I think that was mullein powder. And then I got the nettles and another root plant to make tea. And so it's supposed to be like all these different vitamins and minerals and this huge thing. So anyways, I'm going to do it for, well, I'm going to start doing it regularly, but I'll let you know as I see things. And then also, you know, with all this weird stuff with all the hormones and whatever, I swear to God, I'm fucking growing so much hair. It's like, it's so weird. So I also ordered this, some sort of home hair thing that takes all your hair off. Like you don't ever have to shave again. You do your legs, you do your armpits. People are doing everything on their body that they don't want hair on. And so I ordered one of those today. So I'll also keep you updated on what I think about that, because I was doing research. You see about them on TikTok all the time, and who knows if they became so popular because there was so many men that were becoming women. And but there's so many things with hormone issues and PCOS and stuff like that with women. So there's lots of women dealing with hardcore hair issues. So anyways, there is this, when I was looking it up and trying to figure out which one was best, I got one, and I think it's called You Like or something like that. But I'll show you and I'll tell you more about it when I get it for anybody else who wants to try one out. So, and I'm not doing it as a nothing like that. You know, I'm just doing it because I want to do it, because I'm sitting there going like, what? Fuck, I'm really would like to not have this hair on my face. I can't see that good. And I've got these fucking moles grow fucking hair. Oh, and yesterday I had seen where, I don't remember what this one was, but some starseed thing or something. Maybe it was a Palladian or something. I don't remember. But they said that you will have a triangle somewhere on your body with your freckles, which I would think probably if you're very freckly, like I probably have a bunch of triangles. But anyways, yesterday I was looking, I was like, oh my gosh, with this mole, and this mole, I have a triangle right there. Yeah, but anyways, I'm hoping that this thing will, you know, I don't want to go around with witch hairs growing on my moles like a witch lady. So anyways, I think that was all I was going to say. I'm going to run out today. It was really weird too, because I got my Social Security check and they've given me a raise. And I was like, I don't know. Maybe it is already on the other system. Maybe there won't be a lapse. And, you know, because I've already heard the quantum system's already going, and this is all a big show, everything that is happening. So I don't know, you know, and the freedom cities and all that, I know is going to be, as things are getting destroyed and trying to get us into safer places. I feel positive about that. And the quantum thing, if they've already come out and said that debt is illegal, that they can't charge us interest and all that stuff, that was illegal what they did. And so that's all been thrown out. And, you know, so I don't know. To me, I would stop paying stuff. I'm not paying my house payment. I ordered that hair thing. But to me, is like, if I'm paying them, then I'm playing and I'm pretending like they've got all the power, when I know legitimately that we have the power. And if they start coming at me, I'm going to start pulling up this judge and case, the case numbers and stuff, and say, no, you're illegal. You're committing crimes against humanity. Like, I'm going to fight back. I'm not going to. So who knows? Who knows how it'll turn out? Like, I mean, you know, I don't know. You see a house like that one that was just foreclosed on, and it was so fucking filthy inside. Like, it was like, you could imagine the worst thing. Like, if you've ever watched one of those shows on hoarders, like, I can't even believe people were living in there like that. And kids and animals. Like, oh my gosh. And these people are going to have to clean all this up. I guess they have 30 days that people can come back and get their stuff. I don't know that they're going to come back and do that. Like, it is such a fucking mess. Like, man, I don't know. Maybe they've got a few things they're going to come back and try and get. I don't know. But, you know, that people People just got to start raising the bar, knowing they deserve more. And just so many people just look at themselves as just like a rotten, unlovable, not worthy. It's sad, but it all has to start from within. You have to be like, I've got more worth than this. I have more value. I deserve better. You just got to start pushing in that direction, and, and trying to find yourself and know you're not trapped. No group is got complete control over you. It's you who have put your control of yourself through the group. You got to release that to find your own self-identity. So anyways, I don't know if I'm saying anything that makes any sense, but hopefully making sense. It makes sense to me, but I don't know if it makes sense to anybody else, but I'm seeing it inside my head and here, like I see it more clearly maybe than I can say. But if there's something that I'm saying that somebody's like, wait, what do you mean? Then you can always just ask me, just tell me, like, explain that more, what you mean or something, because, I can explain stuff more, what I mean about some of this stuff. Anyways, it's just hard because it's not like a conversation. It's just me talking. So, I don't know. Hopefully I said something that will help somebody, but don't leave yourself trapped. If you want something different, know you can empower yourself to get something different. And, and really just start putting yourself out there. Don't worry about other people's judgment. You really got to start seeing when somebody's judging you for being you, they've got a problem. They've got issues. And it is, probably because they're so scared to show themselves. And they don't want anybody else to do it because then that makes them feel even more bad about themselves. So just don't be trapped by other people's insecurities and other people's doubt. And, we got to change the world. And we got to start believing in ourselves. We got to start loving ourselves and loving our neighbors and treating the kids with respect, man. People have got to start understanding. These are not little fucking kids. These are adult souls, just like the dogs, just like all of the shit. These are adult consciousness. Like, this is not little fucking kids. And, there is people who are starting to see, kids are being born doing things that adults do. Well, it's because they're really not little kids. So we're not just starting out like, I don't know. Eventually I'll have my TED Talk and I'll try and explain it. Maybe some people ask some questions and I can explain it better. But, life is so different than how people think it is. And all I see is just people are just so misdirected. So anyways, that is my TED Talk for the day. So I'll talk to you tomorrow.